to this day. My answer always was yes when the question came from my brother. He'd tell me what the neat thing was, and it would always seem not so neat until he explained how something that seemed like something that could really get you in trouble was, in fact, neat. Then I get in trouble. I'm around 6 years old, and I'm playing cowboys outside with my friend Ron Boyd and some other kids from the neighborhood. I have to pee so bad I'm about to turn into a hurled water balloon. But Ron's older brother Joe is not around, and we younger kids have sworn no one will tell him we're playing Roy Rogers, lest we pay dearly. And for the last half hour or so, I've been Roy. If I go inside to pee, I stand to lose my exalted spot atop the yellow broomstick that is Roy's mighty Palomino trigger, and I'm working my sphincter muscles like a bodybuilder, prolonging those last precious minutes. Finally, agony wins out, and I drop my cap pistol to get a better grip on myself and streak for the house. My brother John, sitting in a chair reading a book, observes the obvious as I burst through the door and says, "Want to do something neat?" "Yeah, but just a sec, I gotta go to the bathroom." He said, "No, man, that's the neat thing. Go there." He points to the 4x5 heat register grate in the middle of the living room floor. I say, "You'll tell." "I promise I won't," he says. "Wait, you see what happens. It's really neat." By now I have to go so bad I'm dizzy, and only my death grip is stopping me from peeing into the wall like a strip miner. "Just take down your pants and go down the grate," he says. "I promise I won't tell. I do it myself. I just don't have to go." "Have you ever done it before?" "Lots of times," he says, "and see, I never got in trouble for it." "No, sir." "You'll be sorry if you don't. It's really neat." "Okay, but you promise you won't tell." He crosses his dark, dark heart. In the same nanosecond my pee hits that hot furnace, the yellow steam rolls up around me like I'm Mandrake the Magician in the middle of a disappearing act, which I'm not, but I really wish I was. I know instantly from the sss and the horrific stench that I better not be making plans to play Roy Rogers again soon. I best be rehearsing my role as a jailbird, because it's going to be a long time before I get out of my room. This is a job for ball baby. My eyes squint and my lips roll back over my buck teeth, and not one tear comes out because every drop of water in me is shooting out like I'm trying to arc it across the Grand Canyon. My brother calmly closes all the windows. When the last drop sizzles off the top of the hot oil furnace, I stand, gazing dazed through the yellow mist. "You said you wouldn't tell." "I won't," he says. "But what are you going to say when Mom and Dad come home and smell this? You better open those windows and let the whole neighborhood smell it, then you'd really be in trouble." John could always get me to help him pound those last few nails into my coffin for him. He not only got me, he got me to get me. I'm running around closing the rest of the windows for him so the neighbors won't form a mob to run my parents out of town for having me as a kid. True to what I now know my brother already knew, he didn't have to tell on me. When my mother walks through the door carrying my baby sister, the aroma fills Candy's tiny nostrils and sets her off like a siren. Besides, if you're from Mars, there's no mistaking that smell. The good news is, my mom is so mad she doesn't know exactly how she wants to kill me, so I get a short reprieve until your father gets home. I can truthfully say I don't remember my dad ever hitting me, but somewhere I got the idea that he could hit really hard, and I always put that idea together with this particular incident. So if my dad ever did warm my butt in response to my doing something neat under the oil furnace fire through the living room grate, so if my dad ever did warm my butt, it was in response to that. But make no mistake about it, whether or not he hit me, it didn't change my behavior one bit. The claustrophobic horror of those first few seconds and the telling and retelling of the tale are far more natural consequence than I knew to never pee down the heater again. It is good that my grandmother and grandfather lived just across the street, because our house is uninhabitable for at least 4 days. And we have to wait 2 days after that for the curtains to get back from the dry cleaners. But I don't go down totally alone. It is widely believed I'm telling the truth when I say John told me to do it. I was just teasing. Geez, I didn't think he'd really do it. But his is a misdemeanor, and mine a felony that spawns another of those unanswerable questions I will hear throughout my elementary school years. If your brother told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? Of course I would. You made it sound neat. There are plenty of want to do something neat stories, each more embarrassing than the last. But my brother's real coup had to be the time he shot me in the head with a BB gun and didn't spend 1 second behind bars for it. My dad would never let us kids have a BB gun. "I'll let you have a 22 when it's time," he said. "But a BB gun is a toy, and that makes it dangerous." We would be allowed to own and shoot a real weapon when we were of age for a hunting license, and when he was convinced that he had taught us the gravity of holding in our hands a weapon that could kill. So how bad do you think we wanted a BB gun? Of course, my brother knew how to get one. We had moved into the big house near the beginning of my second grade year and found new friends in the Young brothers, Eddie and Richie. Their dad, along with his brother, owned Cascade Auto. Eddie and Richie Young could unerringly identify any car that was made within the last 15 years that drove down Main Street, and they could have shot the windows out of any one of them because they had a Daisy Red Ryder BB gun. One of many grievous errors I could never convince my parents they were making was that of appointing my brother a babysitter whenever they left home. Cascade is small, and in those days so safe no one even locked the doors to their houses or cars. 9 and 10-year-olds were routinely left to babysit younger siblings, and I am lucky to have lived long enough to say it was a bad idea, at least in the case of John Morris Crutcher. They must have known it wasn't a great idea because they left my sister with our grandparents. You don't know what he's like, I tell my parents when they were getting in the car. Oh, it can't be that bad, Chris, my mother would say. You always overdo it. Oh, yeah? I'm 7, and John is 2 years and 9 months older. No sooner than the dust clears our driveway, he says, "Want to do something neat?" What? This is something really neat. The yellow steam rolling out of the heat register, forever staining my t-shirt and my reputation, is little more than a distant memory. Tell me what it is. Wait here. He returns, Eddie Young in tow, packing Eddie's brand new BB gun. I've got him now. You're going to get in trouble. We're not supposed to have those. We're not having it. It's Eddie. Yeah, but we're not supposed to even have it around. Shut up. Now, do you want to do something neat? I eye the gun. So forbidden. So neat. I guess. What? You go down and hide behind the tree, and whenever you're ready, run as fast as you can along the ditch, and we'll shoot at you. Our front door spawns over a gently sloping hill clear down to Main Street, the only paved street in town. Thick pine trees stand on the north and south ends of the lawn, and a shallow gravel ditch runs its length next to the highway. Oh, sir, I'm not doing that. What if you hit me in the head? He points to the sky. Look, dummy, it's almost dark. We'll barely be able to see you, much less hit you in the head. It's like the shooting gallery at Zim's. Come on, that'll be neat. The image of the shooting gallery does it. About 40 miles north of Cascade, 6 miles outside of a smaller town, a town called New Meadows, is Zim's Plunge, a swimming pool fed by natural hot springs. It's open on year-round, even on the coldest days of the snowy winter, and going there is a truly special treat. No one leaves Zim's without spending a few dimes in the shooting gallery, which consists of a primitive electronic rifle holstered about 20 feet from a small plastic bear behind glass on runners. The bear has an electronic target on both sides and on his stomach, and if the light from the gun hits that target, the bear rises on his hind legs and roars, turns a 180, and heads the other way. Once you get him on his hind legs, you can keep him there by firing into the target on his stomach. He roars and kind of jerks one way and then the other until you miss. No matter how many times you hit him, nothing happens more than a roar and a reversal of direction. He does not drop to the ground like a rock, the way I do when the first BB my brother fires hits me square in the temple. Porch lights switch on in all 3 houses on adjacent blocks as I lie on the ground holding my head, screaming what I know are probably the last sounds I will make. Eddie Young snatches his BB gun and runs for home as my brother races down the hill to my side. "What's going on over there?" a neighbor hollers. "Chris Crutcher, is that you making all that noise?" "It's okay," my brother yells back. "He just fell down. I'll take him in the house." I scream louder, my temple pulsating. John takes my hand away from my head and feels the spot where the BB hit. There's a small bump. I scream louder. "Shut up," he says. "I'll get you in the house." The pain isn't all that bad, really. The thud of the BB scared me more than it hurt me. But I have him on the ropes because he has shot me in the head with a BB gun we weren't supposed to have, and he is in big trouble now, and I can even imagine my parents will from now on make me the babysitter. I scream louder. "You better shut up," he warns. "The BB's in your head, and if you keep screaming, it'll work its way to your brain." I suck back my next scream like a black hole. "The fastest way to get anything to go to your brain," he says, "is loud noise." He picks me up and helps me up the hill. "Maybe so," I tell him, "but you're really in trouble now. You're going to get it. I'm telling you." "You can if you want," he says, "but if Mom and Dad ever find out you have a BB in your head, you're really in trouble. Way more than me." "No, sir." He shrugs. "Don't believe me. How am I in trouble?" You'll want to get it out, he says. If you just leave it alone, it'll come out by itself. So you know, grown-ups, you'll have to go to the doctor. He'll put you to sleep and cut it out with a knife. A lot of guys don't make it. Man, this is no fair. Don't worry, he says. I won't tell. Promise? Yeah, well, you know, if you don't make me. I won't. How could I make you? You know, like being a jerk and not doing me favors. I promise I won't be a jerk. I'll do all the favors he wants to do. Please, oh please, not tell Mom and Dad I have a BB in my head, so they won't take me to the doctor to have my head knifed open. My brother extorted late-night glasses of water, extra desserts, and cover-ups until I was nearly in junior high school, all because I had a BB in my head instead of a brain. In fact, I didn't have either. I didn't have the heart to gun down my 4-year-old sister in that same ruthless fashion, but a few months later I did talk her into swallowing a BB, then coerced favors from her with an altered version of what happens when a BB works its way from your stomach to your heart. My ploy worked until just after breakfast of the next day, when my sister, famous for rifling through her stools looking for corn, found the BB. I told her, she loves that part of the story. I told that story to my parents sometime in my late 30s at another of those Christmas get-togethers, and John, by then a respected Seattle accountant, listened carefully, even smiled in places, and denied it like the older brother he is. He said, he's a fiction writer for crying out loud. Both my parents are gone now. They died without knowing for certain. So for me,